too. He was never going to forget it. But he might have been able to let bygones be bygones to get another 3 years in New England. Says, okay, I got an opportunity to finish 21, 22, 23 years. I played until I was 44, 45. But no, Skip, when you think about it, for me, at a Hall of Fame speech or something like this, Skip, you don't want to thank everybody because then you devalue everyone else because you think your first grade, your second grade, your third, all these teachers, Skip, he's had one coach. It's not like Shannon Sharpe, I played 14 years, had 4 head coaches. He's had one coach. And you can't even say, well, Coach Belichick, I really appreciate it. And then you make this notion, well, it wasn't like, I talked to Coach Belichick on the phone. Skip, you know how this works. You've been around it. I don't know if you've actually been in draft rooms, but you've been close. The only guy that really gets to talk to the head coach on draft day is the first rounder. Me, when I got drafted, I was a 7th round pick. I talked to Lyde Huggins, who's the personnel director for the Broncos. Congratulations. How you feel about being a Bronco? I feel great. I'm going to show you. You should have got me earlier, but you got me. That's all I need. Skip, Tom Brady is like everybody else. He has feelings. So people have been letting that golly gee whiz Tom fool them, but up underneath of that one of the most accomplished players in NFL history is a raging human. And he hit with his ego was bruised. Can you imagine, Skip? They're going to try and trade a 5-time Super Bowl champ, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, and you're going to try to move on without me. Skip, he hurt. And it came through. They said, some things get lost in translation when you read it. You're like, I don't need to hear Tom Brady. I heard everything he said from the Players Tribune. Tom Brady's hurt. He took all his shots. It wasn't no party, no little shot. Those were bazookas that he was throwing at Coach Belichick, and you know it.
Mm-hmm. I do know it. And I agree with everything you just said and then some. But before I get to Brady, a quick aside about our previous topic in which I delivered a scathing rebuke of Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees on the All-Decade team, and I predicted that my man Lil Wayne was going to be very unhappy with me. He just texted me, ouch, man. And yet, at the end of ouch, man, Lil Wayne included the laughing, crying emoji, which indicates to me that at least he's kind of laughing and crying at the same time. So forgive me, Lil Wayne, and I think we're still barely okay. Thank you for that. I do not think that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are remotely okay. And Shannon, I remind you of what Tom Brady said right out here in Los Angeles, in the town of Santa Monica, only about a mile from where I sit right now in West LA in my house. He did an interview with Jim Gray at a conference in that offseason following that Super Bowl loss to the Eagles, 41-33, in which I think he held Belichick accountable for giving up 41 points to Nick Foles as Brady put up 33 and lost. And Jim Gray asked him, do you feel like you get the appropriate gratitude from, he just said, the Patriots? And Brady said, I plead the fifth. You plead the fifth? You're Tom freaking Brady and you don't get the appropriate gratitude? Well, that's all I needed to know. All of a sudden, the skids were greased and he was on his way out of town because he knew Belichick had tried to push him out the back door by going forward with Jimmy G, but then was forced, obviously, by Robert Kraft at that previous trade deadline to give him up and basically give him away to San Francisco. So none of this surprised me because this was actually Tom Brady's way of delivering a scathing rebuke of Bill Belichick, because he was saying that the people in Tampa want to listen to what I have to say. They want to see me and hear me. Oh, well, that would indicate in your former life for 20 years that coach didn't really want to see you or hear you, what you had to say. And then the whole point was that he did say that on the draft day that Belichick's personal assistant that he's had for 20 years, that Burge Najarian, called Tom, and I'm with you, Shannon, that's no big deal for a 6th rounder to get a call from Belichick's personal assistant. Hey, you just got drafted by the Patriots. But that's the only mention of Bill Belichick in this whole post, this whole essay or letter that was posted on Players Tribune. That's the only mention of Bill Belichick. So I think we're in lockstep on this one. Yeah, Tom Brady is driven to show Bill Belichick. And what was the, you know, in the end, he said, I just want to show everybody what I have left. Well, no, he really especially wants to show that coach up in New England what he has left. And,
yes.
and I think he's got a lot left.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Skip, you and I have been in lockstep. You and I have, people try to, oh, you guys are making stuff up. You guys are short on topics and you're trying to start this. No, you're not. No, I'm not. You've covered the game for far too long. I've been in locker rooms and I've been a pretty good player. Skip, Mike Shanahan, my former head coach, tried to trade me twice. The moment he tried to trade me after the 95 season, he tried to trade me, Mike Pritchett, and the 15th overall pick, which turned out to be John Mobley, to Arizona for Eric Swan. Okay, that didn't go through because they wanted more. Then he tried to trade me again to the Green Bay Packers in 99. But we were 0-4 at the time, Skip, and they wanted to win the game so bad, and he felt I could help them win. They tried to get one more game out of me, and then were going to trade me the following Tuesday. But I broke my collarbone, and the trade fell through. Skip, I'm a 7-time Pro Bowler, a 4-time first team All-Pro. And I had gone, led the team in receiving like 6 years in a row. And you trying to get rid of me. So in other words, you think the backup that you got can help you win more games than I can. Skip, it hurt. And so just imagine Tom Brady. Skip, I had only won 2 Super Bowls. Tom Brady had 4 or 5 under his belt. Regular season MVP. He was already the 2000 all-decade quarterback. And you said, you're willing to move on from me for an unproven in Jimmy G. Skip, like I said, Skip, let me tell you something how this thing works. I'm a history buff. Let me tell you something how power works. If somebody tries a coup and they're not successful, if you don't get rid of that person, they'll try it again. Coach Belichick tried to overthrow Tom Brady, and it didn't work because the king, Mr. Kraft, intervened. If you thought for 1 second that Coach Belichick wasn't going to try this thing again, you were sadly mistaken. That's in his nature. That's who he is. And I saw this coming. I saw it coming. And they put on all this, even at the NFL Network when they're announcing the Centennial team. Tom Brady all dressed up and he's smiling. Yeah, Coach Belichick, I couldn't have done this without you. You pushed me. Everybody's saying all the right thing. No. Skip, you can't fool me. You cannot fool me. This relationship was always only player-coach. There was never, Skip, and I'm not saying you have to be friends, but they were friendly. They realized they needed each other in order to accomplish what they needed to get done. But once Coach Belichick felt that I can accomplish this without you, Coach Belichick was going to move on. And I'm not surprised that it ended this way. Now, Skip, I am a little surprised because this is kind of off-brand for Tom Brady. He normally the golly gee whiz, hey, I want to thank everybody from Coach Belichick, Mr. Kraft, yada, yada, yada. But no. I don't need to hear him read it. I can read it and I can see the passion, I can see the anger, I can feel the hurt that he's feeling putting this out. Whoever typed it for him as he's talking, I can feel what he's feeling. It is 100% real. So all you Patriot fans that thought Shannon and Skip was crazy, and you thought I was crazy when I said this was going to happen, now how you like me now? Because I told you it was going to come to this, and I said it wouldn't be pretty.
So I'm with you on this one. I believe that now the battle lines are drawn. Each of these guys, a great coach and a great player, have earned the right to show the other one, I can win without you. So now Bill Belichick is going to try to prove he can go win a Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham. And Tom Brady is going to try to prove to Belichick he can go win a Super Bowl with the Succaneers, the woeful Tampa Bay Bucks. So I love this. I love the storyline, and I'm betting on Tom Brady.
Okay. We'll
I'm
see.
with you, Skip. Shannon, you got to be careful because Skip and I are actually in the Tom Brady fan club. Skip is the president of the club. So you might want to be careful with how you talk about our guy, Tom Brady. I am going to switch gears now from the NFL to the MLB. Guys, could we actually be getting baseball back sooner than we anticipated? We'll discuss the latest with the league next time.